Hey guys, what up? Sendrith here with some news and something else actually that's going to be kind of a first here on the channel. But let me start out with some news. The wizard you're looking at just hit 50, which was my goal for him. And so he's got all the teleports, I think, that I know of, that anybody ever really needs anyway. The last one he got at 50, which is why 50 was the goal, is teleport to bind. It's a rare, but I do occasionally get requests for teleport to bind. I think some melees want to get back to the fire pots or something. So that's a big thing for me. Finally hit 50 on him. Sendrith just hit 57 in Sanctus Saru, grinding for KEI, which we just got to drop. It's like 1 a.m., but I have to do this video right now for reasons which will become clear later. Um, so we got KEI to drop, and we're giving that to Misty. So if Misty, if you're watching, congratulations on your marriage, buddy. Enjoy the KEI. We're gonna keep hitting it until we get another one for ourselves. And then we're going to even keep hitting it until we can get some KAI to share with other people. Now, you saw us do the group grind. We've got a little duo thing going, and I have a video of the when I first met the enchanter that I'm doing the duo for KAI with. He was showing us how to potentially solo it as an enchanter. It's difficult and maybe not recommended, but it is possible, and he lays out the exact strategy. I've got a video I'm sitting on of that I will share later when we're done with the camp. I don't want to promote competition because we really want to get these spells for our enchanters, and we don't want anyone else to be there. Even though most people probably, even if they went there because of us, would not go there at the same time that we do. You never know. So, but I'll be releasing that information later. And I haven't recorded us duoing it yet. I've thought about it. I just haven't felt like I would have had enough to say or share. I'll probably do a short video of that as well at some point. So, besides that, Nitya is entered Lower Guck, and the XP there is epic. I almost accidentally let my fungi rot because she died at Safe Hall. Some mage was hogging up the entire entrance and the bedroom, so I'm like, let's try Safe Hall. They were like, yellow, white, and high dark blue con mobs, and I killed like two just fine, and then of course one of them, uh, I rooted him, and then root instantly broke as soon as they went below 20, and I rerouted him and it instantly broke again, and I was rooted myself, and he went and got a bunch of ads, and that was the end of that. And it was like the third kill at Safe Hall, but the XP was off the chain. Solo. And my DPS ain't great, but it's good enough. Right now she's holding the Ghoulbane, as you can see on the screen now, but I've got a two-hander that probably ends up being more damage, even though the Ghoulbane comes with its own undead proc. Because I have the Instrument of Knife, which I might have shown already, I think. So that's a proc that I cast on myself that'll work with any weapon I'm using against the undead. But the Ghoulbane's proc also has its own separate chance to proc. So the Ghoulbane, it ends up doing pretty good. But still, the two-hander ends up being a little better because it's just such massive hits, each hit. Anyway, um, getting to the real point of this video here. This video is not really an EQ video, so if what I'm about to ask of you or tell you is in any way disturbing for you, please just go ahead and skip the video. Just want to put this disclaimer out there now so you can save yourself the trouble if you're just looking for a play session. But if you are part of of my little community, if you've been watching regularly, um, I'm reaching out to my community for a little bit of help, and I so if you ever wanted to contribute back for all the hours of entertainment that I have provided, today's the day. Now, I think in only one video prior to this, I've mentioned that I have some interest in spirituality. It's actually more than just some interest. Um, I'm part of an Eastern tradition that's officially called Gaudiya Vaishnavism, but is commonly known as Hare Krishna throughout the West. It used to be way more well known back in the day. It was a household name. George Harrison of the Beatles was a Hare Krishna, and that's really where it took off. And Hare Krishna temples are found in most large neighborhoods in major cities in the world now. But these days, younger people have never heard of it. But basically, what I need to ask from you today is that if you look in this picture here, you'll see this lady who's pointing at a painting. Now, she made these paintings. She's been a painter her whole life, and she's been like a monk of this tradition, basically fully devoted, living in the temple for more than 50 years. And she is my what we call Guru Devi. It's like a female name for guru, right? Um, and she is wonderful. And she is a disciple of this man you see standing under this tree here. His name is Srila Prabhupada. The affectionate name his disciples give him. And he's the one who brought the Hare Krishna movement to the world from India. He got off a boat in the late 60s with about $7 in his pocket, and 10 years later, there were Hare Krishna temples all around the world, more than 100 of them, right? And here you see him in Thompson Square Park in New York. Um, this is where my Guru Devi met him, actually. She was one of the hippies that were hanging out and dropping and tripping and flying, and she was led to him in that experience and surrendered herself to him. And so what's happening is she recently wrote a biography about her life and her journey, and after so much time, she's a prominent figure in the Hare Krishna community, which is very small compared to other religions, but very big uh, still. And as such, that book sold quite a bit. She sold these nice hardbound copies. I've got a book right now. I won't go grab to show you, but basically she made, tens of thousands of dollars. And what she did is she took all of that money that she made from selling her book and she used it to open a temple in Miami. And these are pictures you're seeing of the temple in Miami. And the aside from having the programs, which are basically singing and dancing, they are always giving out food to the poor. Um, you might have heard stories about the Hare Krishnas, like I think Steve Jobs. He tells a story about how he used to every Sunday walk like 3 miles to go to the local Hare Krishna temple, right? Um, so they're famous among from older people who knew of them for having this yummy free food, right? But they go above and beyond here at this what's called the Sacred Vedic Arts Institution. It's the name of the temple she opened in Miami. So here you can see just a couple of short videos showing you that they're not just like giving out food at the temple when people come to the temple. They're literally driving around and they're finding people in need and they're giving them food and other things and probably most importantly like love and attention and affection, right? And I mean, they're using 100% of their funds to do this. And all of these people who have become part of the community are volunteering their time. They don't need to get a salary like some other charities and stuff, right? So basically, what's happening right now is she used all that money she made from those books. She opened this big temple in Miami, right? And the rent is like 7,000 a month. But she's like, I wanna get this going. I wanna serve. It's what she's trying to do, and feeding the poor and inspiring people like myself. Like back in the day when I came in contact with this movement, I was in the kind of crowds where like I don't know how much of you like guys know about California, but I was in the like darker circles of California where it was like I'm gonna disappear up north. You know what I mean? And just basically be on the dark side. Like screw this machine. I was a straight up hippie, just like my Guru Devi, and ready to go down the psychedelic and the growing of the things route. And hippies are peace and love, but up north, when it's it gets cutthroat, you know. It would have been a dark life. A girl that I was in love with at the time, she did that road, did some time, and it was a hard road, and I was this close. But for me and people like me, coming in contact with this beautiful philosophy and it's a very musical religion. It's not it's non-violent to the utmost. I mean, we're even vegetarian. It's not like it's non-dominating. It's not seeking to dominate society in any way, and it's also non-sectarian. This particular movement believes, you know, whatever connection you have to God, there's one God, and He has unlimited different names. So it's not like other religions which are being exclusionary and saying no, only our way, you know. So if you're like if you're like religion, you know, because that's kind of the current mood towards religion. It is, socially speaking, the normal mood towards religion seems to be like that. Like, well, see it as a religion of love because it truly is. It's all about loving devotion, and that's the whole practice of bhakti yoga. It's a yoga practice religion, and it's not like some other religions which can be violent or domineering or like have an actual plan to like we need to dominate society. This religion is not like that at all. It's all about singing and dancing in God's names in order to purify and self-realize the soul, and giving out food in charity and helping people. So that's what they're doing with 100% of the money that they get. They have to pay for the rent of the temple, but they actually have like a steady stream of donations that's able to do that. Uh, the thing is, they're feeding hundreds of people multiple times a week, and that's where a lot of expense comes in. And so I'm just reaching out because they got this big building with a certain lease period until like March of next year. And once that lease is up, they're going to move a bit further from the city to somewhere more rural and more affordable. But they want to make it through to the end of that lease because they don't want to renege on a lease. They want to fulfill the deal that they took when they signed that lease. And also, this spot is rocking. So many people are being inspired. I'm going to see if when I pause, if I can just show you a couple of videos so you can see the vibe of the environment that they're creating there. But they're really reaching out because they need about, I think they said 30,000. They calculated it out to last until March. 30,000 will get them there. And they're asking each member of their community to raise 500, just 500. And I can tell you right now, I'm getting that 500 one way or another, right? If I have to pay it out of my own pocket, even though right now I'm in a bit of debt, I will I will credit card that and I'll figure it out later. I'll make it happen. But I would be so grateful. It would touch me more so than the money itself. It would be the greatest way to show any gratitude you might have towards me, um, to donate. And I'm gonna send you a link. And I figure like my videos get like first couple days like 100 views, and then after a week they've got about 250, 300 views. I figure a video like this is probably going to get cut down quite a bit because probably most of those people just want to see some EQ. So like I'm thinking like if I have like 100 people who like are really tuned into the channel and appreciating it, right? And if half of them, 50, if 50 of you guys give $10, $10, it's the cost of like a coffee at Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? Or like half of a meal nowadays, right? Half of an order out meal. If 50 of you give $10, I've done it. I've nailed it. And it wasn't just me giving it out of pocket. It's going to be so much cooler when I can go to my guru and I can be like, "Look, I raised this money from the people around me that have felt some inspired by me." Like that'll make me so happy to be able to show that, to offer that to her. And again, I want to stress like, I know there's lots of different attitudes about religion or about such a weird religion that you might not be familiar with. There's tons of different ways you can come at it. I ask for you to consider that this one is completely non-violent, and it's all about loving tolerance, and it's serving the poor, and it's doing it with every cent that they get. So, and I think even more importantly than feeding, giving people a meal, it's it's turning people's lives around. It did it back in the 70s. Tons of hippies. The Srila Prabhupada, that old man under the tree, he said we turned hippies into happies, got them to give up being intoxicated all the time and sleeping around all the time. They have these four principles of freedom, they call them, to like practice cleanliness and self-control, and not just always after what can I get, but what can I give, and like turning people's lives around. I'm an example of that. I would have been, I was, you know, 24/7 type of like guy, just like working minimum wage part-time jobs here and there, like two at a time to make it by, and just like going nowhere. And now I'm a family man, three kids and a wife, and I'm doing it all, um, by the grace of the change, the better nature of my character that's been brought out by this process. And there are tons of people who are coming to this temple. It's a living movement, you guys. Like there's lots of temples and churches out there, right? But I don't mean to say anything negative about them, but a lot of them are kind of like has-beens in a sense. Like it's not really a living thing. People are going there every Sunday or something, right? But this one's like new people coming all the time, getting inspired, and like starting to practice this yoga and practice this path of self-realization. And so I don't think, honestly, obviously I'm biased, but I don't think there's anything better that we could pay some of our energy towards. And even if you don't care about any of that, even if you maybe you hate religion, doesn't matter what I say, anything that is a religion you don't want to support, well then do it for me. If you've appreciated any of I think it's over 300 videos that I put out now, hours and hours of content. And if you've enjoyed any of it, do it for me. That's all I'm asking. Um, Let me find a couple more things to look at here.
This book called Coming Back. Today I had a nice guy come by, and the only reason why I was really interested in getting the book is because how his faith was and what he was aligned and saying. Thanks so much, man. Coming back.
Like, there's so many things people could be doing with their time, and these people are just singing and dancing. Look at this. And eating. So yeah, like I know it can be weird if you don't understand it. You've never seen anything like it. It looks weird to you. I get that. I get that. But if that's the case, think about they're going out driving in a van, you guys, driving in a van with the food they cooked in the back of the van, just finding people and giving them food and giving them books to read that might make them change like their pattern of behavior, right? So please, anything you can give, I'm going to link the donation page in the first comment in the description of the video. I will be so appreciative.
Namaste, Hare Krishna. I was asked, what is true happiness and why are we never satisfied? See, I have these pockets. If I have some food and I want to be satisfied, if I put the food in my pockets, I'll be frustrated. I'll starve. I'll never be satisfied. If I put the food in my mouth, then the food goes to the stomach and the energy gets distributed to the whole body. Similarly, if I want to be happy and satisfied, then I have to put all my energy into the root of existence. And then by watering the root, the leaves and branches, or my whole emotional, mental, and physical self will be satisfied. What is that root? Krishna. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarna Karanam. He's the cause of all causes, and he's the absolute soul. Namaste, Hare Krishna.
In a capsule, what is the movement?
The movement is
to awaken God consciousness of the human being. The human being is distinguished from the animals, that the animals cannot understand what is God. And if the human being also does not understand what is God, then he is animal.
I see. And so your movement is to bring about an understanding of God
Yeah.
among human beings.
Yeah.
And Hare Krishna means what?
Hare Krishna means addressing the energy of God. Hare means the energy of God, and Krishna means God.
Okay, you were here yesterday and to attend your annual festival that was
Yeah.
held here in Golden Gate Park, and we were there too. And in fact, here it is. A few thousand people came out to hear it. How many people are now disciples of the Krishna consciousness movement?
Dedicated life, about 10,000. We keep ourselves very clean, that's all.
Oh, it's just a cleanliness thing.
Yeah.
Is there any significance in the color of the robes?
At least at the present moment, people think that by keeping long hair, it becomes very beautiful.
I see.
Yes. We are against that.
Just as simple as that. Is there any significance in the yellow robes?
Yellow robe is the
Traditional religions in this country, such as Christianity and so forth, and going for the trying to understand the Eastern religions. We hear a lot of swamis and gurus and other type of yogi and so forth. Why do you feel that people are pulling away from the traditional Christian standards here?
But we see that the Christian churches, especially I've seen in London, mostly closed. People are not interested, or the Christian leaders, they cannot make them interested.
Why? Did Christianity fail the people, which is why they're turning to other things? Or?
I think so.
You say that Hare Krishna consciousness pretty much takes the absolute truths from the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, and the Vedic.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
Religion means to understand God.
I understand, but do you feel that in getting truths from various places like the Bible and the Quran and so forth, don't you run into conflicts at all or contradictions in those particular philosophies?
No, I don't find any conflict because the ultimate goal is God. So you have to understand God and try to love Him. So you can go through any religious process. If the goal is attained, that you understand what is God, and you try to love Him, then your life is perfect.
Why do we see so many of your followers chanting almost all the time?
Chanting means to keep association with God always.
So you have to audibly chant Hare Krishna?
Yeah. This is transcendental vibration. Just like a radio message, if you keep contact with the radio message, then you know everything what is going on outside. Similarly, this transcendental sound, Hare Krishna, if you chant, then you keep connection with God directly.
Thank you very much, Your Divine Grace. It's been our privilege to talk with you and to meet you.
Thank you.
And hope that we can see you again when you return.
Hare Krishna.
I didn't really mean to show that much. I was just looking for a couple clips, and I forgot, everything he said. But if you're still watching, it's about, loving God, associating with God through His name, because God is absolute. So that's why the Hare Krishnas are always chanting Hare Krishna, because it's God in His name, and they're associating with God. And when you associate with someone, you become like them, right? So if you associate with somebody who's always smoking cigarettes on their lunch break, you start to smoke cigarettes on your lunch break. You know what I'm saying? But if you associate with God through His holy name, all the dirt of ignorance is slowly cleansed from your heart and your mind. And then in the process, food, music, love, and self-improvement is a natural byproduct of that. So, sorry to get too much in the weeds. We're in need, so we can keep giving out food, so we can keep the temple open for people to come and sing these names and chant and dance together and associate together in a healthy way. And I think it's one of the best things that could possibly help our society at this time. A way to come together across any boundary. So please, anything you can give, even just $1 or two. Let's see if we can hit that 500 mark, guys. Help me out. We're gonna hit it. If I have to cover whatever's left over, I will. The thing is, there's a special thing going on right now where some charity thing in Miami is gonna match 10%. So whatever we give, 10% will be matched. So if we give 500, we'll give 550. So an extra $50 coming out of some other thing. Probably another charity thing that's trying to support other charities. I don't know. I don't know about this stuff. So that's why we're aiming for it at the end of Thursday to hit this deadline. And I know that's like, I don't know, somewhere between 24 and 48 hours. I'm really bad with the being in China and the time and everything. So come on, you guys, show me a little bit of support. Whatever you might think about that stuff, uh, love it or hate it. If you hate it, show support to me. If you love it, show support to it. She is unlike many, I believe, in the religious community. She's devoted. If you tune into her Facebook page, class in the morning, hour and a half. Class at night, hour and a half. And then in the early morning, there's this thing called Mongol Arti, where you're like waking up and like singing some songs to God for like 45 minutes. And then she's chanting on beads for about 6.5 hours each day, not to mention talking to people and managing stuff. She is 24/7 devoted. So this is not a cheat of any. I promise you, this is not a cheating program here. So please help me out, guys. Make me proud. Show me that we have a real community here, and not just I'm not just another channel for entertainment. Kick back, eat some popcorn, and oh, this looks good. I like this. Anyway, much love, you guys. See you in the next video. I don't know when it's gonna be. We have some plans brewing with the boys to go somewhere other than Sanctus Saru. That's why I didn't. You saw Classic and I posted Sanctus Saru videos. We've been hitting it hard because we're still trying to get our KEIs. But this Sunday there's been some talk about the Deep, and there's also been some talk about the new Kazakh Thule. We might end up back in Sanctus Saru for one more session because we do need one more KEI spell, but we might not. We might just say, forget about that for now. Let's go have some fun. So hopefully I have a video to put out for you guys. So you can hear I was recently sick. I had laryngitis, completely lost my voice for 2 days, and then right after that got a bad cough. So I'm reaching the end of my throat's tolerance for talking right now. Hare Krishna.